Invasion USA, 1952, Alfred E. Green, essentially a prototype for Red Dawn. This is the kind of film wherein... Okay, so we witness an analogue of the Soviet Union invade the United States. Shut this review off and go view the film now if you don't want to be spoiled when you do watch the film if you're so inclined. This Soviet analogue successfully invades the United States, although it turns out all of this was just a mass hallucination brought on by a hypnotist to warn a group of people at a bar that if you want security in your nation, you must be willing to make sacrifices for your country. I'm not certain what these sacrifices are meant to be. Presumably it's individual liberty in favor of the state, which I can't help but feel is what some of the American or Western critiques of the Soviet Union were, but I don't know. Invasion USA, it's not poorly directed. Well, it kind of is. You see, most of the film is compiled from combat footage, I presume from the Second World War. Some of these firebombed cities, I express concern that did American planes do this to Japanese cities and they're using the footage here? I hope not. That would be very tasteless. In any case, I mean, I guess it's tasteless just to use this combat footage in general, given that people are dying. I don't know. The point is, they use this to demonstrate this war between the United States and this Soviet analog, and most of the actual original footage is the cast members reacting to this from afar or trying to escape from the carnage. One particularly brutal scene features the destruction of Hoover Dam, and it looks as though it's going to be an exciting set piece where, a bit triumphant, where the cab driver, the rancher, and this family they pick up are going to successfully get away from the flood, Independence Day Resurgence style or something, 2112 by Roland Emmerich, just Roland Emmerich in general style. But no, they get destroyed. It's neat, actually. I mean, I like the bleakness of the film. It's a phenomenally silly film, and it's remarkable. I think now, was the United States ever powerful enough to invade the Soviet Union? No. Not really. It would have been a catastrophe for everyone involved. What about the Soviet Union, invading the United States? Can we just imagine? The United States couldn't successfully take over Vietnam. The Soviet Union couldn't successfully take over Afghanistan. And neither could the United States for that matter, but, too soon, I guess. It's just all paranoid ugliness, isn't it? Anyway, Invasion USA, it's a relatively fun time. At 70 odd minutes, it doesn't necessarily outstay its welcome. It's a phenomenally dumb picture in a lot of ways, and one may just feel as though it's worth dismissing simply for pulling the "it was all a dream" stunt at the end. I won't defend it for that. I don't know if this film is worth defending. There are a couple of good shots. I'm pretty sure all of this film's good original shots are featured in the screen caps. If not, let me know, I guess. If you're so inclined, you may find some fun in Invasion USA as a novelty. Although, for most others, this is the kind of thing which would be made fun of in some satirical program from the 1990s onward, and you'd be wondering, does any film like that actually exist, or is that sketch on Mr. Show or on the bit on The Simpsons just a satire? And it's no, there's some truth to a lot of this. There are films like that. As far as the communist infiltration of the United States shtick goes, The Whip Hand by William Cameron Menzies, I would say, more well known by that name. I discussed that recently, and that's a very positive assessment of the film, I think. Cameron Menzies can really elevate otherwise substandard production via obviously he's famous for his production design, his direction. His directorial output is, I think, relatively small compared to how prolific he was as a production designer, I believe, during the silent era in the 1930s, 40s. Menzies' work on The Whip Hand was exceptional, really elevated that film into something quite cinematic, as opposed to just one that looked cheap and forgettable and throwaway. Invasion USA is no The Whip Hand, It's decent B fare, vaguely slick, but not really, due to so much of its runtime being combat footage. What can I say about Invasion USA? I think you can glean an idea of what this film is based upon the screen caps and the narration. If you choose to have a fun time with it, be my guest. Otherwise, hey, if you don't think you'll enjoy it, feel free to avoid it like the plague. Yeah, I'm done for now. Have a great day, night, wherever you are.